Okay guys, this is kind of a clickbaity title, but stick around and lock in. I believe if you want a good, long-lasting relationship with a girl, I think you should date a misandrist. At the very least, someone who proclaims to hate men. Explain my reasoning of why I think this way. And I'll use my girlfriend as an example. She claims not to be a misandrist because she says that misandrists are way more toxic than just claiming that they hate men. But I won't elaborate on that. She is simply an individual who, for this context, says she hates men. And to further understand why I think it's a good idea to date someone who has this mindset, we first have to acknowledge and understand why so many girls and women say they hate men. The average man, excuse me, the average man is complicit with the patriarchy of male dominance, misogyny, overall mistreating of women because they don't quite see them as human other than the situations where that lady has something to offer to that man. Woman who says they hate all men doesn't actually hate all men. They're simply expressing that they hate most men because most men are complicit with the patriarchy. And this also goes into another rabbit hole of why alternative posers are so very dangerous. Men who pose as alternative are wolves in sheep's clothing. They're people who are pretending not to be complicit in the patriarchy when they actually are. It doesn't matter how they look. On the inside, they're just the same misogynist that is complying with everything that women are struggling with. So, why do I advocate for dating a misandrist, or at least a girl who proclaims she hates men? Because it means she's solely just looking for a man that doesn't comply with the system. Now that's very, very hard for a lot of men, because a lot of men and boys alike depend on the system for social continuity. And I don't even know if I use that word right, I'm just trying to sum up what I'm thinking. But essentially, what I think it goes on in these men's brains, these boys' brains, is that not being a misogynist and not being a racist, or just not being the average man who partakes in the patriarchy, they think it's social suicide. Because they see that, oh hey, look, every other person of my same gender is acting this way, so why don't I act this way? Sometimes it's not even just about fitting in. A big part of it is just about never knowing another way. It's just about living your whole life entitled to the privilege of thinking you're able to objectify women, or just able to disrespect women as if they aren't humans in general. That you can lie here not to take care of yourself, get overweight, get dirty, unhygienic, and destroy your body and your brain mentally. You think you can destroy yourself and not take care of yourself yet you still think you have the privilege to catcall someone. Whether you take care of yourself or not, it is ultimately wrong to catcall someone anyway. But you're even less entitled to that if you're just a fat fucking chud. And that's all it just comes down to. Whether you are an incel or not. And most men are. The patriarchy conditions men into believing that thinking like an incel is a noble thing to do. Thinking that you're superior over another whole gender simply because yours has been favored all along. Thinking like that ultimately makes you an incel. And ultimately what that does to you as a person, it makes you a clone. It makes you cattle. It makes you the same as everybody else. And the same reason that, and I don't even know if this is a good analogy or not, I'm just gonna throw this out here. The same reason that you as an incel conservative man wants an alternative girl, I feel like mathematically is the same equation of why a woman or a girl wants a guy or a man that doesn't comply with the patriarchy. Because ultimately what you're fetishizing that alternative goth girl for is because you love the idea of her being the dominant one and being the provider. And it's a really weird analogy, but like that's the only one I could come up with right now, so bear with. And the woman, the girl, wants somebody who is also different, not like all the other men, because all she wants is just an equal connection between human beings. So while this incel gooner over here is wanting someone different because they want the roles to be switched, all these women who proclaim they hate men want is equality. And when you have a truly equal relationship with another human being, that shit is genuinely like being in heaven. Like, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I was never one that was quite complicit of the patriarchy. I guess I tried dabbling with it in 9th grade. It didn't make me happy. Ultimately, I've always been the black sheep. But did I blame everybody else? No, I didn't. And I feel like this is a phenomenon where a good portion of boys and men are the black sheep. But instead of choosing to self-improve, they choose to be misogynist, they choose to be an incel. Now there's a difference between misogynist and incel, because a misogynist can still probably get women. Whether it be because they look good or they're able to manipulate. An incel loser is still a misogynist, but it's someone who can't pull girls because they just simply don't take care of themselves. And I say, either one you are, a misogynist or an incel, stop caring. Stop caring about this patriarchy that ultimately doesn't qualify you as a human being either. Because all it is qualifying you as is a provider. It is qualifying you as a worker. And you can still be a provider, you can still be a worker if you so choose. But don't be surprised when the women who want equality don't like you. Anyways, that's about it. See ya.